Hi everyone, this is Jim Ross in the Self Storage Show. It's been a minute, but we're back recording some new episodes. Got a lot more content coming out here in the next weeks and months coming up, so you're looking forward to it. But yeah, we're kind of starting off with a bang here. I got Fraser Robinson with me today. How's it going, Fraser?
Yeah, I'm doing well.
Good. And maybe some people are like, "Who?" But it's kind of funny how I'm always kind of keeping my eyes and ears to the ground on what's going on and who's in the storage business. And of all places, my daughter, my 17-year-old daughter, just a couple days ago, what's it been, like 2 or 3 days ago,
Yeah.
she's like, Dad, you gotta check this guy out. I'm like, why? She's like, someone's doing storage on TikTok. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like, what? So she showed me, and I think you were doing some sort of like abandoned unit kind of a thing. Like, oh, look what people left, that kind of a thing. Like, all right, this is pretty cool. So that's how I found out about you. Reached out to you, and here we go.
Perfect. Yep. That definitely been on TikTok for a little bit now, posting a lot of self-storage content there, and I really enjoy it. And it seems that other people have been enjoying it as well. So
Yeah, it's kind of fun, especially when you kind of document the journey. I love that kind of stuff. It's sounds like you're probably a Gary Vee fan, so me too.
yes,
Uh,
very much so. Huge.
yeah,
Yeah, he's the one that he's the reason I even started on TikTok. Anyways, he pushed it a lot. He's all social media, and he goes, TikTok's gonna huge. You should go on there. And I was like, okay, I'll try it. And so that's what got me started.
no, and it's great because his whole motto is document, don't create, kind of a thing. And
Yep.
I went back to I like binged you on TikTok. I went back and was kind of watching the journey a little bit in your storage journey. It's fun. It's a great way to get to know somebody. But for those that aren't not don't have a phone and watch TikTok right now, I want to kind of just talk about it here on the podcast a little bit more about your journey. So yeah, tell us a little bit about yourself, how you kind of got into the storage industry here.
I'm a real estate agent as well. That's kind of a little bit about my background. A couple years back, a few years back now, and at the time I didn't know anything really about the industry. Just knew what what a unit was. We
Yeah.
started to look at storage facilities a little more. Came across one in particular. My brother, him and his partners, they own a private money fund, and
Cool.
so I sent it over to him. Said, "Do you have any investors who would be interested in this property?" And he messaged me back and he said, I am. I'm interested in that." So I said, great. All right, let's look into this. So we started moving forward with the process. He's too far away, and he said, I'm going to need someone to manage this. Would you be interested in that? So we worked out a deal where I'd have a portion of equity as well as manage the day-to-day of it all. And so
Wow.
we ended up buying it. Him and I partnered on that one, and then kind of went forward from there. So that's how we got started.
That's cool. That's if you can just get the foot in the door sometimes, and the thing you had to be able to see that there was potential with something like that. It's kind of funny. Sometimes the storage flies under the radar in a lot of places when it comes to
Yeah,
investments, things like that. But once you get a little taste of it and see it, you're like, I'm all in. So,
right.
you know, I can't tell you how many people have, done other like apartments or any kind of real estate, and they tried it for a storage property, and then they're like, all in. They start selling everything off. It's kind of funny how that happens when you start seeing how it just operational wise, how it works and just the revenue, that's there to be taken.
Right.
Where you at?
So I'm looking in Washington State.
Okay. So yeah, if you're managing, you probably want to find something that's somewhat close so you can keep an eye on it, sounds like.
Yeah, we've done other things too before.
Yeah.
Basically, I'll manage a lot remotely. And so we just had a couple storage facilities down in Oregon, actually, and they were about 4.5 hour drive from me.
Oh, okay.
And we ended up selling those recently. But yeah, I managed them remotely, and I would have caretaker or part-time manager. They would live on site. We'd rent out the house as well to them, and then they would get a little bit of a paycheck
Yeah.
to help manage some of the day-to-day stuff, things that need to be, units need to be locked out, units need to be unlocked, cleaning garbage and that sort of thing. But yeah, we're able to manage things that are far away as well.
That's it. No, it's good. It's one thing when it comes to storage too. If you have the right systems in place, yeah,
Yep.
you can get away with that. You can manage it from remote as
Yeah.
much as possible. So that's
Mhm.
cool. So I'm just curious, coming as a newbie, you've been in it for what, a couple of years? Sounds like.
Yeah,
What's
about 2.5 years since we bought the first one. It was June of 2018. So
You're still a baby. But
Yeah, something like that.
but no, it's in those 2 years. I'm just kind of curious. Anything that's you got into it now, you wish you would have known then that you know now after having a couple years of experience under your belt.
Yeah, that's we've done a lot. I think in the past 2.5 years, we bought 5 storage facilities
Over five?
within the first within less than a year of time. So from June 2018 to March 2019, we end up buying 5 storage facilities. Um,
Nice.
so we still have 3 of them, and recently, after a year and a half, we sold 2 of them off. The ones down in Oregon. I've learned a lot operationally. That would be the biggest takeaway from having the management company, seeing how they run it,
Yeah.
having caretakers or assistant managers, and seeing the pros and cons with those. How to better increase revenue, different strategies we can to push rentals and getting them rented out faster.
Yep.
So a lot of those along those lines. So I've learned a ton. I constantly am learning too, and especially even with TikTok. Going back to that, when I post videos, there's things that I oversee or don't necessarily see the biggest benefit to it, or that it could be improved in this way. It's something I hadn't thought about before, and so people just making all their comments because they're opinionated, which is actually super helpful to me. So I'm grateful for it. I'll change things based upon comments because I realize that's a better way to do it. So that's another way I'm constantly learning.
Really? That's a great. You're crowdsourcing how to.
Yeah,
manage
exactly.
time. Yeah, because like there was one video I remember watching. It was something like you were kind of running remotely, as much as possible, and renting the units, and then emailing the contract, but then had like the locks on it to give them the code.
Mhm.
I saw that was like earlier video, and then you kind of transition to no, I'm gonna put the tags on it, and you just snap the tags off. Uh, I've seen it work both ways, and certain sites, but yeah, it's just the same kind of thing. You're learning as you're going along, and crowdsourcing the feedback. That's a great way to do it, actually. And
Yeah,
you
it's
actually
interesting
you
because
get any comments on those videos? That's pretty cool.
yeah, I start to get more and more, as I continue to grow on there, I'll start to get, it's normal to get hundreds of comments now,
Yeah.
depending on any given video. But it helps because you get people from all sorts of industries. You don't realize that when you're posting the video, you're going to reach so many people until you get going with it. And
Yeah.
then you get people from all sorts of industries, and they'll tell you, don't cut that way. You should probably use a different tool. That's what this is called, or whatever. And they'll just share things about how it can be improved, and have you ever thought about doing this before, and whatnot. And so I kind of take it all in. Some of it people don't understand, the industry enough, and so that thing wouldn't actually work or be
Yeah.
effective or good. But other times it goes, haven't thought about that. Great. And so just being able to reach out to so many people, all with just a post of a video, it's not calling up a million different comments and they just send in stuff. It's awesome.
That's cool. I'm sure you get a lot of feedback when you're not afraid of getting your hands dirty. I'll give you credit for that. Doing all all the maintenance and the conversions and all that kind of stuff. So I'm sure you're getting a lot of feedback going, do this, do that. So yeah, when I saw that, I had to commend you. Make sure you gotta take your hat off to you for getting your hands dirty like that. And a lot of people don't want to do that kind of portion of it, but a lot of times, yeah, if you're doing it yourself, you have no choice. You got
Yeah,
to.
I enjoy it. I don't think it's the fastest way to grow, but I'm kind of at another point in the past few months where I'm kind of resetting a little bit, building a better foundation, kind of building more of an in-house management type style. And ultimately, I'll kind of slowly get myself out of it and be kind of overseeing more of those things with people so we can continue to grow more at a better rate. So,
Yeah. But you doing it right way, actually, I think, as far as you got dirty, you're getting into it, because that way you can make better decisions later on. Like if you do end up having someone else that's helping you for management and overseeing, the pitfalls and the red flags and what to look
right,
for. So,
right,
you know, and there's other people, the other side of the coin, that just don't know anything, and they hire like a third party management company. I hate to say it, but sometimes the third party guys take advantage of them from on their ignorance. They don't know how to oversee, or what questions to ask, or what red flags might be popping up. So no, that's to your benefit of really getting down and dirty that way, because now you know what to look for.
yeah, it's been very beneficial.
No, that's great. What was this? I know that's how we communicated too. This community thing you're a part of. That's kind of cool with the text
Yeah,
application.
that would be another inspired Gary V
Very-
social media type deal. Community, for everybody that doesn't know what that is Community is a text platform where everybody that is receiving text is receiving it right to their phone, and you kind of have experience with receiving them from me. When I'm sending them, is it just pops up like a regular text message to you. I can respond one-on-one to people as a text, or I can send out a group message, which you may have seen those here and there too,
Yeah,
from me,
yeah.
and I'll shoot it out to everybody, or I can shoot it out to select people. And it works a lot different than a group text messaging thing, because in a group text message, you've got, it says, all the numbers or the names, and it's max of like 10 people or whatever. But this
Sure.
is it has a lot more capacity.
So really for this episode, I want to kind of introduce you to, say hi to everybody in my followers, because I love producing content and getting things out there. And you have a unique spin on it, as you've seen, kind of that document and don't create, just document the process. I think it can be inspiring for a lot of people that are in storage. And I can knock my own industry because I've been a part of it for so long. We're behind the times for a lot of ways, especially in marketing. I think of just there's so many avenues right now in marketing, and I think sometimes it's like the analysis paralysis kind of a thing. People kind of overthink a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And kind of the way you're doing it, I think can be beneficial to people just to see of just go, just record and just kind of go with the flow of what's going on in your day-to-day operations for vendors or for storage managers or the storage site. I think there's a lot of people that can take things away from watching this. So go ahead and tell us where can people look you up, follow you, and get some inspiration.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. So TikTok, I'm huge on there. And so that's my biggest focus. Short form videos, if you're not familiar with what TikTok is, 15 to 60-second videos. But Frazier REI, or FRAZIER REI, if you search that, that's my username on TikTok, as well as Frazier_Robison on Instagram, and Frazier Robison on YouTube. And so you can find those, and that's where I'm at.
Cool. We'll put the links in the description too. And I can already hear it, even though it's just us right now. I can hear people listen to this going, TikTok isn't that like just a dance video? I can hear what you're saying. It's not. It is partly, but it's changing fast.
Yeah.
Who's jumping on, what kind of content's on there. It's not just just dance videos. It's not. It's like I said, that's how it works. My daughter introduced me to it. Now you got some 45-year-old. 44. I'm 45 in 2 more days. Okay, 44-year-old.
Well, happy birthday.
Thank you. Now I'm on it, and that's how it goes, and that's how it flows and changes. And so again, I want people to go check on just to get some inspiration of what you can do on these kind of platforms. So I think it's awesome, man.
Yeah, I think there's huge opportunity, especially if you have a business or you have something that you can teach a skill. It's really no different than what YouTube used to be. Everybody accepts YouTube as a very educational platform / entertainment platform, and that's very much so how TikTok is continually changing. If you're familiar with anything about an algorithm, it'll shoot you things that you want to see. So if you love DIY stuff and that sort of thing, or self-storage, then that's what it's going to shoot you on the platform. You don't have to watch little kids dancing if that's not what you're into, whatever it may be. So
that's great. Well, cool. I'll keep checking you out, man. We'll stay in touch. So thanks so much for being part of this, Frazier.
hey, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Okay.